Hello everybody, Mr. Lego Lover 55 here, and welcome to another LEGO set review. Today we're taking a look at another Ninjago Legacy set, Set 70669, Cole's Earth Driller. This set is recommended for ages 8 and up and has around 587 pieces. So taking a look at the box here, we've of course got the actual set here on the front. At the top we've got the LEGO Ninjago Legacy logo there with Kai in the corner. We've got the set info there. It says it's featured in Season 2, because it is featured in Season 2. List of minifigures there in the bottom corner. If we turn it around, we can see all of the play features, as well as that you can collect the golden weapons. You get the Scythe of Quakes in this set, and it actually shows some pictures of the vehicle featured in Season 2. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set. So here is the set all built up, and I'm going to go ahead and move the minifigures off to the side for right now. And I'm going to actually just put the Earth Driller over here for right now, because we're going to start off by taking a look at the giant figure. I'm not exactly sure what to really call these, like the Ant-Man figures or just like bigger figs, I guess. I don't exactly know what to call them, but they're, I guess, or maybe giant figs. I don't know what they're called, but they are cool. I really like them. I'm glad that they introduced them. I think they did it with Ant-Man, then with like Ares, and I guess now they're doing it here with the Stone Warrior Giant. I believe this is currently the only one out of all of the, I guess, bigger figs to have 4 arms, which is really cool. So that's cool. But the main reason I really love these is that they really just capture like the actual look of a minifigure in just on a bigger scale. And like from afar, it just like looking at it from afar, and like if you squint your eyes, it just looks like a big Lego minifigure or something like that, but when you bring it closer, you can see, well, from afar, I guess it just looks like a minifigure, but bringing it closer, you can see it's actually made out of, it's a lot larger and all that, I guess, so, I guess depending on perspective, but I feel like they really got down the look of a minifigure right, especially with like the torso here, with those like with these pieces sort of slanting outwards, because minifigures do have that sort of slant, and they even got like all of the posability a normal minifigure has, and I believe, and on top of that, they even added more articulation than what a normal minifigure would have, but also just making sure it keeps the posability that a minifigure would normally have. So like you got the legs that go front and back, and they can't go back too much, just like a regular Lego minifigure, but they can go all the way forward, just like a Lego minifigure, which that is something I really like. So that's cool. You could also, the arms are on Mixel ball joints, so you can get more posability out of the arms than you can with a standard Lego minifigure, but it's not like too crazy, so they're sort of keeping it, I guess, they're not making it super articulated. They're not going to give it elbows, because then it would sort of lose like the minifigure look, I guess, but or well, I guess, or like posable elbows, I mean. So they unfortunately don't have like the pre-bent elbows, so that's disappointing. So they're just like straight pieces, but that's okay. They use these pieces for swords, which personally, so I actually have Kozu here. I feel like they should have used these swords instead, because these were the swords that the Giant Stone Warrior used, I believe, in the actual show. I feel like that would have been better. Or at least, I feel like they should have given him 4 of these swords. That would have been a lot cooler, just so you could have 4 of those swords in all 4 arms. And you can do that with your own pieces, but I just feel, I don't know, it would have been cool if they had done it just in the set itself. I also really love like the parts usage right here, so it gives it sort of an armored look right there, and that's actually something that you can see on the sort of Stone Warrior, the 4-arm Stone Warrior minifigure, like Kozu here. You actually sort of do get that look there, which is really cool, so I'm glad that they were able to incorporate that here, and I feel like using those pieces was definitely the best way to do it, so that is really cool. And then the helmets does look fairly accurate again to to the Stone Warrior helmet, and they even got sort of that cylinder head with the face print on there, which looks really cool, and taking that off, you can get a bit of a better look. You would have to take that off to get a better look, but that is pretty much the face print that you would see like normally on a Stone Warrior minifigure, which is really cool. And I also like the use of these bat wings as like the side parts of these things, I guess. I really like the use of that, because I definitely think that piece definitely fits that part of the helmet well, and you can move them, but they aren't really supposed to move. You're supposed to keep them like that. And of course, you can rotate the head, which is always a plus. Posability is cool. You've got these horn things, which or I guess these tip part of the helmets or whatever. It's not super accurate to how it is, but I feel like they did the best they could with what they had. I don't know, maybe if they did it something like that or something, I don't know, and then switch that other one around. I don't know, maybe that could have been better. Don't know for sure. But yeah, overall, I really like this Big Fig. However, that's not to say it has some problems. And if we turn it around, that's probably where I have the biggest problems, is because the back is not covered up well, really, at all, besides that. But other than that, that's really it. There's just lots of exposed anti-studs, and the anti-studs make sense, but I just feel like they should have, I don't know, it just doesn't look good, and I understand why they did it, because it would increase the price if they added, like, inverted tiles on all of these, but yeah. And it's also kind of disappointing how there's just a lot of colors, random colors coming out of nowhere. Like with right here, there's brown right there for whatever reason. I don't know, they should have just made it all red. I mean, the gray makes sense, but I don't know why there's brown there. It just doesn't make sense. They should have just kept it all red, because with the Stone Warriors, I believe I don't think they had any arm printing at all, so yeah, so I don't know what the brown is, so they should have just made that red. And then there's just lots of other random colors that you can sort of see through, like right here, there's lime green, which doesn't look all that great, and then on the bottom there's blue, which, again, doesn't look all that great, so there are some, like, weird, I guess, just weird colors that you can see sometimes, and it is a little bit distracting and a bit annoying, but oh well. And I actually do like the back of this helmet here, though. That's really cool with all these, with sort of like little steps going up, and that is sort of how it is a little bit with the original helmet. But and I also there's a lot of stuff that I love about these bigger figures, as I call them. But another thing would be using this Technic piece as a minifigure hand. I know they've been using that like with all of the other bigger figures, but I just want to express like how much I like this is the perfect piece for a giant minifigure hand. Just that is the idea. That is just the perfect piece for that, and it's just like this piece is already pretty useful as a Technic piece, but then using it as a giant minifigure hand just makes it even better. But yeah, and also there is quite a number of stickers on here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stickers in total. So that's a little disappointing, but the face print, however, that is actually a printed piece, so that is not a sticker, so that is cool. But overall, that's really all I have to say about the bigger figure, I guess. So let's take a look at the flippin' Earth Driller now. So I never got the original Earth Driller from Season 2, and I kind of regretted not getting it because I thought it was a really cool set, and I just didn't have the money for it, even though I bought the Temple of Light. But anyways, now I'm kind of glad that I didn't, although it would have been nice to compare it to this one, but this one is like 10 times better, and now looking back at the old one, I'm just like, my goodness, that is like, that. But basically, this thing is just 20 to 30 times better than the original, just because it's just a lot more accurate to the show in that windshield piece, just with the printing there. Oh, it's so good. But anyways, just taking a look at play features first, I guess. So of course, just like the original, when you roll it on the ground, the drill at the front moves. So we've gotten plenty of vehicles like that before with not just Ninjago, but with many other LEGO themes, like power miners and such, but it never gets old. I always love this play feature. However, in addition to just rolling it and having the front drill spin, you can actually spin the drill from the back. So if you hold it down like that, you can spin this little engine part right here, and the drill moves, although you do kind of, well, not really, so yeah, and that's basically possible because it's, yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard to explain, but it's like a pin connection or something like that, but it's pretty cool. And then, of course, LEGO just couldn't resist adding stud shooters because stud shooters make everything better. So you got stud shooters here on the side. You make those work by just pressing on the brown part on the tip, and yeah, it shoots out studs, and you'll lose them sometimes, and sometimes you don't. The best way I personally, and you do actually get extras, so I just stack the extras on top of each other, just so that you don't lose the studs as easily. 10 out of 10 tips on how not to lose LEGO studs from stud shooters. I also like these new recolored sort of I guess, construction blade pieces. I believe these are I mean, they were never used in construction, but I mean, come on, those are construction blade pieces. We got those in black before, I think, with the Street Race of Snake Jaguar or whatever, but now we're getting them in pearl gold on this set, so that is really cool. So recolors are always nice. I just also want to take the time to appreciate all the little details of just basically how it looks. So here on the front, you've got like the little engine or whatever. It just looks really good and accurate to the show. And I like the sand green inclusion. That's very cool. And these little engine pieces can be posed, but they're meant to be sort of out like that. Also, the rock detailing here is a lot more accurate than the original, and I'm glad that they made it more accurate. They added more of the rock type pieces. I believe in the original, maybe there was like one of those. I can't remember. I haven't looked at the original for a while, but all I really need to know is that this one is 10 times better than the original one. But yeah, I like the rock detailing there. It looks very nice. And then the engine back here, I like how they used that large sort of gear piece, and then they added these for detailing. I just love all the little details on this thing. They just all look really cool. So I just thought I would take the time to just appreciate all those details. And I thought I would also take the time to appreciate some of the ingenuity here on the underside. And yeah, there are a lot of colors, a lot of bright, unwanted colors, but you're not going to really notice any of this because you're not going to really like display it like that. I mean, if you do display it like that, I don't judge you or anything, but there just no one else would display it like that, I guess. Unless you wanted to, but yeah, you wouldn't really notice the colors, but yeah, just thought I would take the time to show you. It's a very simple play feature on how it works. So I guess it spins from there, and you have the wheel there, and as you can see, when this wheel stays still and you turn this is able to operate on its own still, because that gear, I believe this gear. Hang on, let me just try something. Yeah, this gear, instead of there being an axle pole in the middle, there's actually a pinhole. So I believe that's sort of a new gear. At least it's new to me. I don't know. Okay, I probably don't really need to explain the ingenuity of how this thing works and just really only care about that it works, because it does work and it works amazing. But I've spent so much time looking at the outside of the thing and underneath it and the sides and all that, but I haven't even taken a look at the inside of it, inside the cockpit. So let's do that. So basically how you open this up is you take off that. It's very simple. It connects by some of those newer type of plates, sort of like jumper plates, and then also by that jumper plate there at the front. And you just take that off, but off to the side, so you can put your minifigures in. So we will just go ahead and take Cole and Kai here. So this thing can fit up to 2 minifigures. However, I believe with some modifications, I believe if you remove this, you can fit a 3rd minifigure, but I'm not going to do that. So, but just with the set as it is, you can fit in 2 minifigures into that cockpit, which is pretty cool. That piece is not exclusive. I'm pretty sure that printed piece has come in lots of sets before with Ninjago. But yeah, you've got some stickers here, and yeah, there are quite a lot of stickers on this set, so that is a bit unfortunate. But I do feel like they do add to the set, although maybe not these ones. I don't really know why exactly those ones are there. But you do have some stickers here for controls on both sides, so those are pretty neat. But yeah, you can put your figures in, and you could close that up. And then you might be wondering, but wait, what about all the weapons they were carrying? Well, happy to say that there is actually a place to store the weapons. I always love it when Lego vehicles do this, and I always just don't like it when they don't do it. But there's actually space for the weapons on the back, or well, 2 weapons, I guess. There's this 3rd sword here, which there's not really a place for it. So what I like to do is I just like to put it here in the cockpit right there next to Kai and Cole, and that works fine. I wish there was maybe like another clip somewhere, maybe like underneath. That would have been cool. But I guess there is that, so yeah. But I am thankful that we got any sort of weapon storage at all, so that is cool. But I mean, overall, that's really all there is to this set. Let me bring this giant stone warrior in here. But yeah, again, I don't really have a whole lot else to say about this set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. Also, I just had to do this. I just had to. So the first minifigure we have here is Cole in his Legacy outfit, and he comes with the Scythe of Quakes. And if you want to know my thoughts on it, I did go over my thoughts on the Scythe of Quakes in the Monastery review, but I'll sort of recap it. Basically, it's probably, I don't really like, not a fan of the redesign of it, and I understand that the golden weapons were meant to be redesigned for this wave, but I feel like they should have been redesigned to make them more accurate to the show, and in this case, I don't think that really turned out too well, since the pole is supposed to just be a standard, just a pole, and the dragon part should be near the top instead of the end of the pole. But that's basically my thoughts on it. It looks fine, I guess. I just would have preferred if it was more accurate to the show, I guess, instead of just an overall redesign. But if we remove that, just gonna take that off so we can take a better look at Cole, and that's Cole, and yeah, it's Cole's new Legacy outfit. Looks cool. Yeah. I don't really have a whole lot to say about these Legacy outfits, again, because I don't exactly know what to say other than it's cool. But yeah, there's a look at Cole's face print, and there's his alternate face expression. And that's pretty much it here for Cole. Then next up here we've got Kai in his Legacy outfit, and again, can't really say anything other than he looks cool. I honestly am a pretty big fan of these Legacy outfits, because like at first I wasn't like I didn't really exactly like the hoods too much. I felt like they were very big, but I've grown used to them. They're pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, there's Kai, there's his face print, there's his alternate face expression, and yeah, that's Kai, and he's got katanas too. That's cool. So yeah, that's Kai. So here we have a Stone Army Warrior, and this is actually a cool figure to get because I never actually got any of the original, I guess, Stone Army Warriors. I got a lot of the Scouts. Basically, I got a lot of these guys and these guys, but I never got really any of these guys with like the helmet. I mean, besides Kozu, but that's about it. So it's pretty cool to get one of these guys, just the Warriors, not like a Scout or something. But yeah, he's got red katanas, which is pretty cool. I believe those were introduced with a lot of the Sons of Garmadon sets, so it's nice to be seeing those some more. So yeah, he uses this armor piece there, which I don't know. I feel like this armor piece works better because it's a lot more clunky, I guess, and it makes it seem more like a statue or whatever. This one just seems more, I guess, thin or what. I don't know. This one just this older armor piece just makes it seem more like a statue, I guess, which is what these guys are supposed to be. But yeah, they also use, instead of using that sort of this type of piece on the helmet, they use the one that they used for Samurai X, and I kind of want to see what it looks like with the older, with the other version for the Stone Warriors. Want to see if maybe that looks any better. I mean, I guess that looks pretty cool. Although I'm just kind of used to seeing it now with this, though, but that's pretty cool, I guess. That's just something I wanted to try out. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take these things off and take the helmet off so you can get a better look at his printing. So, face print, unfortunately, is not exclusive. I believe it does come in the Golden Dragon set with this guy, so yeah, that face print is not exclusive. However, this year I believe is the first time we're seeing these Stone Warrior faces in green, so that's pretty cool. And then there's a look at his back printing. So again, it's pretty much what you would expect from a Stone Warrior. It's a Stone Warrior. It's cool. That's pretty much it for this guy, though. And last up here, we have a Stone Warrior Scout, although that's a little bit confusing to me because I thought the Scouts were the one with the short legs, but apparently not. I guess they're just the ones with the bows. But one thing that I do like, that I did mention with the other Stone Scouts in that Golden Dragon review, is that they use this new sort of rice hat, they recolored it in red, which is really cool, so that's very nice recolor to get. And he does have a yellow face, which I actually went back, and apparently they have made yellow faces before. This is a Stone Scout from the original sets from 2013. So they have made yellow faces before. So it would have been cool to see maybe like a new color or something. But I guess we'll just have to stick with getting yellow. But this guy, I believe the printing on his torso and legs is the same as the other guy. But yeah, this guy does have this sort of a crossbow piece, and he can use that to the thing can actually shoot. So yeah, it's like a stud shooter, and it does shoot studs, but it's a crossbow. So push on that gray thing, and it shoots out. And thankfully, they do give you an extra one of those. So just in case you lose it, you got an extra. And that's it for this guy. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a quick look here at the instruction manuals. As you can see, there's two. But here on the front, same stuff as on the front of the box. It shows you can get the instructions on the LEGO Life app. Here it shows that you should open up the bags according to their number. Also, how to use a brick separator. Then, again, the LEGO Life app thing. And then instructions, and then instructions. And this instruction booklet is for how to build basically the Stone Warrior. And again, LEGO Life app, because they cannot advertise that enough. Again, a little advertisement for the LEGO TV app, I guess. Advertisement for the other Ninjago Legacy sets, which, by the way, this wave is pretty good. The Spinjitzu spinner sets, which are the best spinner sets since the originals. And that's it for this first one. So, we move on to the second one, where we've got instructions, more instructions, then the final product, then our good old list of pieces, which goes on for 2 pages, or 3 pages, and that's pretty much it. So, let's go ahead and move on to the end of the video. So, overall, I would have to say, I think that this might be the best redesigned set in this wave, just because the Earth Driller is just such a good redesign, and then the inclusion of the Giant Stone Warrior, which it does bump up the price. I think it is a worthy addition, because we've never had a Giant Stone Warrior, and I think it is nice. And that one we got in Cryptarium Prism, it was cool, but I mean, I never got that set, but I don't know. Having a bigger Stone Warrior is just a whole lot better, so that is cool. And then the Earth Driller, again, is just so good, just such a fantastic vehicle, and I'm glad that they chose to redesign that, because they redesigned all of the other Ninja's, golden weapon vehicles, and personally, I mean, Cole's was pretty cool, the original one was pretty cool, but, I don't know, I feel like that one it just wasn't super iconic, at least not as iconic as his Earth Driller, and definitely I feel like the Earth Driller was definitely the right way to go, even though it's not his golden weapon vehicle, and I guess that does sort of break with sets continuity with, I guess, all the other sets. I definitely think that this was definitely worth redesigning, I guess. But, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this set other than that if you like the original Earth Driller set, this one, you'll like it even more, and although it is a little bit more pricey, I believe the original Earth Driller was like $20, which I guess it makes sense why that one is just so lacking in comparison to this one, because this one is, I believe, a $50 set, and I guess part of that is, I believe probably $10 goes into that Giant Stone Warrior or whatever, but, so I guess this is technically like maybe a $30 vehicle, but then of course, the Stone Warrior bumps it up $10 more, or no, $40 vehicle, or maybe that one's $50. I don't know the prices, but just overall, I would get it all. It's just such a good set. The Stone Warrior is pretty good, even though he does have some flaws, and there's lots of weird colors, and the back is pretty exposed, and that was not supposed to come off. And that Earth Driller, I just don't have any words for that. It's just so good looking. But yeah, I can't really say anything more about the set other than that it's fantastic, and yeah, it's such a good set. I have to thank my sister for getting this for my birthday. This is such a cool set. I love this set so much. But anyways, I think that's about all I have to really say about this set, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and keep building!